I'm here at Lake Mead, and this is what they call the monolith of Lake Mead. It is, as you can see, a boat that sank many years ago, and it was completely submerged at one point, and as the water has receded, here it is. This is what happens when there's too many people using water in the Colorado River. It calls into question adding another 1 million people to Las Vegas like they're planning to do. You know, how much more water is there? So I just arrived here at this place called Hidden Valley. It's just south of Las Vegas, and it is a wild place in the Mojave Desert. The Mojave Desert is one of the few wild places left in the world. So I'm gonna take you out here, show you around a little bit. This is one of my favorite spots, right next to the Sloan Canyon National Conservation Area. So let's get going. Behind me here is the city of Las Vegas, and it has exploded in growth over the last few decades to the point where it's filled up the entire valley. And south of Las Vegas towards what's called Prim, it's the state line, California and Nevada, development is just going to sprawl all the way down to California. We're talking about a new airport. We're talking about golf courses and strip malls and housing developments and a bunch of warehouses. And I'll show you behind me. This is the area that I'm talking about, and I'm out here today to show you what's at stake. Nevada's Democratic Senator Catherine Cortez Masto is spearheading an effort that the Clark County Commission put forward, which is to expand the growth of Las Vegas by 44,000 acres, which is 1.5 times the size of San Francisco. And so someone might say, well, it's only 44,000 acres. We got to grow. Yeah, but you know, we're doing that everywhere. Whether it's urban sprawl, there's mining. There's a mining boom here in Nevada, lithium especially, and then energy development. There is millions of acres potentially on the chopping block for solar development. And that's no different than urban sprawl in the sense that it clears ecosystems. And by the way, right behind me this way is a national conservation area, and so all of this development would just basically be right on the edge of this national conservation area where I've seen bighorn sheep right here on this hill behind me. So what's the point of having conservation areas when they're just going to be surrounded on both sides and that way? So if there's 3 sides with urban sprawl, I mean, this like segmented approach to conservation is a big failure for the county commissioners, for the senator. It is about a huge giveaway of public lands to real estate developers, essentially. And those people have deep pockets and they dish it out come campaign season. So anyway, I want to show you, I'm going to take an overnight journey through this area all the way down past the Jean Dry Lake bed. All right, ready to roll. Well, it sure is beautiful country out here. Right now we're down in the valley floor, and it's dominated by creosote. You know, creosote is a medicine. People still make it today, but it's used by traditional peoples for all kinds of different things. So I always look at it as being more than just a weed in the desert. It's life. It's a community. I'm trying to think if I should go over here to what's called the Hidden Valley Trailhead. Right here, see if you can see it, that looks like what a desert tortoise would build. Now, I'm not an expert, but what I do know is that tortoises build burrows like this, and then other animals use it. Burrowing owls, other small animals. The way it goes down like that, and the way it's shaped, really does look like a desert tortoise, which is endangered. And their populations have plummeted like 90% in the last couple of decades. And so this is habitat for them, and for all kinds of other stuff. Endangered plants. And once they're gone forever. And each of these animals serves a role in these ecosystems. When one species or multiple species starts disappearing, that is not a good sign for the ecosystem, because, like I said, many other animals use the burrows that tortoises dig. Right behind me here is these are yuccas, Mojave yuccas. You know, these can be 300 years old. They were food for indigenous people, and they are home to a variety of different kinds of wildlife, including birds and lizards, reptiles, rodents, and they're all what, you know, make up this ecosystem, because, you know, that's also food for predators. We have Mormon tea, some right here. So Mormon tea, or Indian tea, or American ephedra, that can be made as a tea. It's kind of a stimulant. I guess they call it Mormon tea because Mormons would drink it, and it's not tea or coffee. So, oh, I see a hawk. Of course, they eat the rodents, right? They eat a variety of things out here. So when you remove their food sources, it threatens them. The desert tortoise, there's fossil evidence that it's been around for 34 million years in this area. We as humans, in a couple hundred years, could have wiped them all out. And part of that is the urban development, the roads that we build, the mining that we do, and even the solar development that we're doing over millions of acres here in Nevada. So it's a sad state. Yeah, I look upon this place, it's just abundant, and I would really hate to see it just all of this become more housing, more development. They're predicting that 1 million more people are moving to Las Vegas over the next few decades. My question is, first of all, where's the water going to come from? This is a desert. Lake Mead is on its last legs, drying up. And the more people, the more resources are used, the more water is used. It's a fundamental fact. It's a Ponzi scheme. There's not going to be much left. I mean, when is it going to be enough? When will we have built enough, destroyed enough, grown enough? There's no end in sight, and no one has an answer. All right, so You know, essentially we have made it through Hidden Valley, and got a couple hours of light left, and so I'm just going to keep going and find a spot a little bit further down. Just enjoy a nice evening out here in the desert. So I found a nice little spot here up the hill from the dry lake bed. So we have some cholla cactus and yucca plants just all over here that are really awesome. Got the mountains in the background behind me, and just a great spot to camp here, post up, make a meal, enjoy the view out over that direction. Without these plant and animal communities, humanity has no chance to survive. So I sit out here, I enjoy myself, I love connecting with nature. And that's one thing I'll say that people need to do. If you connect with nature, then you want to protect it. If you see nature as relatives, we're related to these plants and animals out here, by the way. We evolved from the same things. We split off at some point, but if you go back far enough, we have the same ancestors. Life on Earth is a family, and it's a shame that one member of that family is doing such harm to the rest of the family. All right, everyone. Had a great night at the campsite, and it is a beautiful day in the Mojave Desert. Low wind in the 70s today, and so just gonna enjoy driving down these dirt roads, and I'll take you down and show you the dry lake bed. All right, y'all, this is the dry lake bed. There's lots of these dry lake beds throughout the Mojave Desert. They are remnants of lakes that existed probably in a wetter time during the Ice Age and such. There were humans in these regions at the time, and so along the edges of these dry lakes a lot of times is evidence of human hunting. So you'll find chert or arrowheads and that kind of thing, because obviously animals come to water and it's a good place to find them. But this is just a cool place. People are out here today. It's a Monday, so it's kind of slow, but I've seen people flying airplanes over this thing. I've seen today there's been some people on their side-by-sides cruising through here. If the Clark County lands bill that Catherine Cortez Masto is pushing happens, then half of this lake at least is inside of that new area that will go to real estate developers, and this changes the dynamic of this whole area. Interestingly enough, the 7 Magic Mountains, which I'll show you some footage of, is just right there, and it's supposed to be sort of this artistic, like that's on the land kind of thing. I'm not a huge fan of that kind of art, but the whole point of it gets lots of visitors. The whole point of it is it's like the contrast between these neon rocks that they've stacked on top of each other and the natural landscape in the background. It's just part of the art of it. I've come out here to film before for a short film. It's just a great kind of desolate looking place. In reality, water does settle here when it rains a lot, and there is brine shrimp that their eggs are laid in this dirt here, and so the brine shrimp become food for migratory birds. So it's part of the ecosystem too. It's not just a desolate thing. It's more than that. Just like everything out here is more than what people think. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Gonna head home now. It's been a great couple of days out here in the Mojave Desert. Always love coming out here, and hoping we can protect it. Thanks for watching. people want to know, what can I do about this? It's like anything else, the little things that matter. It's doing little things every day that makes a difference. It's not some big grand gesture that you do or some major thing that you do in one day or anything like that. It's little things. What are little things I can do every day to prevent ecosystems from being wiped out? There's a lot of different things that you could do. The environmental movement has many components. There is people working in the legislative arena to get laws passed to protect things, to change the laws that exist, protect wildlife, landscapes. We just had a national monument created here in Nevada that protected 500,000 acres. And that's amazing. I'm so glad. But the thing is, the more we grow, the more land will be demanded for housing and development, for resources. So it's important to, keep up this fight, because it's never going to end as long as we're doing this indefinite growth thing. So what you need to do is decide what role you're going to play, whether it's advocacy that you do, like I do. I make videos. Some people make art. Some people lobby. Some people write letters. Some people write letters to the editor or opinion articles. So some people, are gonna go to events, go to protests or rallies, or even direct action where people go and they stand in front of, logging trucks or mining heavy equipment or whatever that might be. But it's little things. So start organizing, start getting together with other people who understand the severity of the situation. So many people don't even have a clue that there's a 6 mass extinction happening right now, that the extinction rate is 1,000 times the background rate. If they continue to develop over wilderness areas at the rate that they have been, then they'll be gone 50 years, all of them. And so how do you stop that from happening when it's required for our economic system? How do you stop that? People have to understand the severity of the situation. It's not like, let's hope the good senator stands up for the environment. That's not going to happen. The political system is run by, enormous amounts of money. So if we're going to stop this, it's going to have to be people on the ground stopping it. And so make sure you get with people who understand that and start fighting back.